The Wellington Rugby Union is to embark on a decade-long overhaul of its culture, similar to past shake-ups by the police and defence force. It stems from a new report into the handling of the disgraced player Losi Filipo, who was discharged without conviction after assaulting 4 people in downtown Wellington last year. Tim Graham reports.
Filipo's discharge caused a public uproar, but he was sentenced to supervision following an appeal last month. Dame Margaret Baisley was brought in to review the Wellington Rugby Union's handling of the incident and has unearthed major gaps in its conduct and recruitment processes.
The Wellington Rugby Football Union stance that off-field behaviour is not their concern is outdated, given that it is this behaviour that is bringing rugby into disrepute. Urgent action to set standards for off-field behaviour and to bring off-field misconduct under their disciplinary processes is needed.
Dame Margaret has made 6 recommendations for change. The main one is for a 10-year plan to change the Wellington Rugby Union's culture. She says anything shorter won't do the job. And Dame Margaret says the union's task ahead has echoes of the work police had to face after the 2007 Commission of Inquiry into their conduct.
Similar, and defence will be the same. There's long-term male groups, and I'm not being critical of men, I've been in groups of women that it's just the same. You have all women, you've got to have a mixture of men and women if you're going to get the full spectrum of input, and that's what is lacking.
The Wellington Rugby Union's chair, Ian Potter, says the recommendations will be accepted in full.
We now need to close the gaps, improve and strengthen our systems and processes, and any future incident would pass into that new system which Dame Margaret has articulated.
There are no women on the 9-person Wellington Rugby Union board. Ian Potter says that won't be the case for much longer.
We need to be more vigorous in terms of attracting women, and I think we need to change our perception of we need to tweak our perception in terms of what skill set is. And knowing the rugby club environment doesn't have to be a core attribute for a board member.
As for Losi Filipo himself, the union says he's expressed an interest in returning, and it's possible he may do so on contract sometime in the future. The Wellington Union's chief executive, Steve Rogers, says it's still in touch with the young winger.
Maintaining contact in regards to ensuring his general well-being, looking at different lifestyles, employment, all those sorts of things to try and open up opportunities in that place, just to keep the person in. While he is rehabilitating, he's got a sentence that he needs to go through, and obviously we'll then judge it after that.
The Wellington Rugby Union wouldn't provide a full copy of the review to the media today, preferring instead to summarise its findings in a press release and at a news conference. For Checkpoint, Tim Graham.